Well, let's discuss this further with Maurizio Zanardi, Professor of International Economics at Lancaster University here in the UK. Good to have you with us. Donald Trump's position is that the TPP isn't good for the US economy. It won't help create jobs. It doesn't protect American workers. What do you make of his opposition?
Well, that's been a very clear position during all of Donald Trump's electoral campaign, but is a position that is, I believe, missing the point that US firms and the production networks across the world are already globalized, and a trade agreement like the TPP will help US firms as well as firms in other countries and consumers across these countries to be able to engage in smoother trade relationships. It's not only about import tariffs, it's much more than that. It's about investment possibility, it's about movement of services, about rules and regulation that will be harmonized, and the TPP will be one very big trade agreement that will set the stage for other negotiations to follow. And in that sense, if the TPP crumbles, it's going to leave a big vacuum in Asia, but not only in Asia when it comes to trade agreements.
Well, China wasn't included in that deal, of course. Indeed, President Obama intended it as a bolster against Chinese power. What do you think China will do if the US pulls out of TPP?
Well, as a matter of fact, I think China is one winner in the sense of Donald Trump's statement yesterday, because that's a place that China may very well want to occupy and become the leader in Asia to round the countries around China, around its model, around its objectives. And a trade agreement that takes 30–35% of total world trade will clearly have a heavy weight in shaping how other trade relationships in Asia, but also in America and between the US and the EU, for example, will be formed in the near future. So for sure, clearly a very good opportunity for China, which complements other weaknesses that maybe the geopolitical intentions of President-elect Donald Trump may lead to when he warned allies that they should pay their fair share, and also those statements putting some question marks on relationship with Asian countries.
OK, so Donald Trump says that instead of TPP, what he's going to do is negotiate what he calls fair bilateral deals to bring jobs back to the US. Now, is that feasible? Is that a better deal than multinational agreements?
Well, everything is possible, but the problem is that you cannot substitute a big trade agreement that involves 12 countries with 11 bilateral trade agreements. You cannot in terms of time, because it takes time, effort, social capital to negotiate and finalize this trade agreement, pass them through Congress and parliaments, and then many bilateral trade agreements that overlaps with all sorts of rules that are not necessarily synchronized may hamper trade more than help it. And that's why bigger trade agreements like a TPP, or on the other side of the ocean between the United States and the European Union, are in a sense the way forward. It is the case that there is a way forward that multinational companies are really interested in because of the fragmentation of production across countries, and it's understandable to consider the frustration of some people when they feel they have the perception that maybe multinationals have so much at stake that maybe the deal seems skewed in their favor, but that's not the case. And if there is any bias, then we should all be open to possibly revisit on the margin some of these provisions. But for sure, as the Prime Minister of Japan said, it's not feasible right now to renegotiate the TPP that has been achieved after many lengthy negotiations, and it strikes a balance for all the 12 countries that are involved.
Maurizio, thank you very much indeed for that. Maurizio Zanardi speaking to us from Lancaster University.